From Wish TV, your local news source, this is breaking news.
We're proud. We're proud of her. We're proud of what she's done for us. She's just been steadfast for everything. I think everyone here probably has got the same opinion. She is everybody's grandma.
Right now at 10 o'clock, we start with our continued coverage of the passing of the longest-serving monarch in British history.
Queen Elizabeth II was on the throne for 70 years and served as a beacon of stability in a decades-long reign through war and upheaval. Mary Maloney reports.
Outside Windsor Castle, a new wall is forming of flowers. Massive waves of mourners descending on palaces across the UK. Royal symbols of power turn to a place of grieving for people paying their respects to the longest reigning British monarch.
Because she's our queen. Always will be.
Britain's new prime minister paying tribute in a press conference saying, quote, she ascended the throne just after the Second World War. She championed the development of the Commonwealth from a small group of 7 countries to a family of 56 nations spanning every continent of the world. We are now a modern, thriving, dynamic nation. Through thick and thin, Queen Elizabeth II provided us with the stability and the strength that we needed. She was the very spirit of Great Britain, and that spirit will endure. The Queen's son, Charles, has now ascended to the throne, His Majesty officially taking the name King Charles III. The new king issuing a statement on his mother's death saying, I know her loss will be deeply felt throughout the country, the realms, and the Commonwealth, and by countless people around the world. During this period of mourning and change, my family and I will be comforted and sustained by our knowledge of the respect and deep affection in which the Queen was so widely held. I'm Mary Maloney reporting.
The Queen's death is stringing up a bunch of emotions all around the world.
Yeah, Danielle Zolkowski brings us local reaction to the Queen's death.
People are calling it the end of an age as Queen Elizabeth dies after 70 years on the throne.
I was brokenhearted when I heard that she wasn't doing well, and for the palace to have made a statement that she wasn't doing well, I knew it was probably really grave. They've always been so private about health matters.
Wetzel says when the news broke, she knew it wouldn't be long before the palace announced the Queen's passing.
I think it's just the loss of such an icon for everyone and such a stability that through so much change in all of our lives and tumultuous things, she was a constant beacon of hope and grace and dignity and just someone that we could just look up to for so long.
Queen Elizabeth's reign stretched through 13 United States presidential administrations and 15 British prime ministers.
During this time, the country just changed, and the country as it was in 1952 is really kind of unrecognizable to the one that exists in 2022. And I think the same really could be said for the world as a whole. So it's just kind of a precipice in time, I think.
The Queen saw the country through the Cold War, an often turbulent political landscape, and the ever-changing role of the monarchy in the United Kingdom.
A lot of times, especially in British history, certain reigns of monarchs are referred to as ages, the Victorian age, the Edwardian age. This is certainly after 70 years, the Elizabethan age. Most people never heard of another monarch in British history that they actually lived through.
No one knows just what the future will hold for the British royal family as Charles is set to become the first king in 70 years. I'm Danielle Zolkowski for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
Danielle, thank you. A former royal family staffer who now works at Purdue University says Queen Elizabeth II was someone everyone could look up to. Anthony Caudron now serves as the house manager for the campus home for the Purdue University president. He details the time he threw a luncheon for the Queen that almost didn't happen.
We had a little bit of a hiccup in the preparation for the meal in that our ovens failed. We were doing it in a location that was not our home restaurant, and so the ovens failed, so we had to have an entourage of chefs walk to a hotel next door, use their ovens, get the entree cooked, and then have a police escort back into the town hall where we were serving the lunch, so that everyone got to eat. The Queen's table, which was about a table of 12, I think, that was already prepared. So if worst had come to worst, all the other people would have just sat and pretended to eat, and the Queen would have had her lunch and then moved on to the next engagement.
He goes on to say that Queen Elizabeth was likely the only person most people in England have ever known.
Meanwhile, President Biden also issuing a statement, saying Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II was more than a monarch. She defined an era. In a world of constant change, she was a steadying presence and a source of comfort and pride for generations of Britons, including many who have never known their country without her. He goes on to say, the 7 decades of her history-making reign bore witness to an age of unprecedented human advancement and the forward march of human dignity. Queen Elizabeth II was a stateswoman of unmatched dignity and constancy who deepened the bedrock alliance between the United Kingdom and the United States.
Governor Eric Holcomb also released a statement wishing condolences to the Queen's family. Queen Elizabeth II brought stability and strength to a country who experienced decades of great change during her reign. She led an unflappable class as well as purpose and vision, and will leave behind a legacy that simply can't be equaled. But her honor, we should all try. Janet and I send our deepest condolences to the Queen's family for their unimaginable loss alongside the people of the United Kingdom, the Commonwealth, and her grieving friends the world over. The governor also has joined President Biden in ordering flags in Indiana to fly at half-staff to honor the Queen. Our coverage continues online right now. Just grab your phone and scan that QR code. It'll take you straight to the As Seen On section of wishtv.com, where you can find photos of Queen Elizabeth throughout her 70-year reign, plus the next steps for the monarchy as the UK shifts from a queen to king.